Hey everybody, we're here with another quick tip, and I'm here with Sharon, Har-Noy Pilcher, my good friend, an amazing skydiver, very talented, very skilled, lots of awesome experience. Today, Sharon, I would love it if you would give us a little bit of advice, tips on exiting the plane specifically for angle jumps, for movement jumps, angle flying, because I know for myself, learning how to do those exits, it's a little bit of a challenge, and I see other people kind of sometimes struggling with that. So I think it'd be really helpful to a lot of people if you could share with us just a few tips on making those exits a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Exits are really important because often they set the tone of the jump. Ideally, you would set up in the door in a way that would allow you to exit fully stretched out into the relative wind. Unfortunately, that's not always possible since there's more people in the door is small, so some planes the door is small. So if you can't really find yourself in that perfect setup, what I would recommend for a belly exit, for a movement jump, is that you come out really small and lead the exit with your hips, because the hips are the center of your body. If the hips come out, then your whole body will come out as one unit. What we see a lot of times is people kind of peeling out of the plane, so their shoulder leads the exit. And then what happens there is that they get the side of their body into the wind, so they're essentially side flying the exit, which they probably don't really know how to do, so they're just kind of flailing out of the plane. So leading with the hips when you're small. The advantage of being small, being balled up when you come out, it allows you to fix any kind of angle or lateral movement with your body really quickly. When we're stretched out, we're kind of committed in the direction where we started going. It's going to take us some time to change course. But when we're coming out really small, balled up, then any small movement can get us to where we want to go. So the way I think of it is more like loading, pointing, and shooting, right? Like you're shooting a gun or something. First, you want to load up, you're going to get really small, then you're going to get out of the plane, leading with the hips, getting your body into the right direction, trying to get your head to the wind. If I swing my hips around, I'm going to get my head into the wind, and then I'm just going to stretch out to get that power that it would allow me, give me the range to get to where I want to go.
Okay, that's super helpful. So would that be, are you saying that's just for belly exits? Would you do the same thing on a, I'm trying to imagine like being balled up on my back. It seems kind of weird.
So for the back, a lot of times as back flyers, we actually have a little bit more of an opportunity to set up into the relative wind, but it depends how many people are out there. The main thing about back flyers, because they're already hanging out there, that they very often just let themselves flail out of the plane and they're not leading with the hips. So with the back flyers, I won't necessarily concentrate on balling up that much. The belly flyers need to get out of the door, right? Be careful from the top of the plane. With the back flyers, the focus there, I think, would be leading with the hips, so they're coming out parallel to the plane. Even if we're turning away from the plane, I don't want to turn by changing the heading. I actually want to come out parallel to the plane and then use my shoulders or my hips to create that turn.
Okay, all right, that's really helpful, because I think I've actually tried that before where I'm leaving on my back. I'm trying to think about going out of the door on the right heading rather than getting a good strong exit.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. That's super
helpful.
common.
All right, so I have a question about timing, but so when you come out on a belly exit, you're saying balled up, what is the timing of, like, how long, or is that something you're just kind of feeling out and through practice you learn how?
Till I stretch out?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as possible.
Okay.
I want to be as stretched out as soon as possible. I'm giving myself that split second of being balled up until I get myself into the right direction. In the beginning, that might take me a little bit longer because it's going to take a second to recognize the line that the leader is flying.
Okay.
Because I want to simulate that line, imitate that line.
I see. Okay, so now my other question is timing, like timing of actually leaving the plane in relation to the leader or other people or all those things. Can you give us some tips on the timing?
Well, it depends where you're positioned. If you're a diver coming out of the plane, coming out after the leader, then you want to get out there as soon as you can, right? Sometimes it's helpful to put your hand on the back of the rig of the person in front of you. Not so much put weight on it because we don't want to push them out. That's happened a few times as well. But just to kind of signify, give us a signal for the body to start running out. So that would be as soon as possible. Sometimes we'll be outside of the plane and then we'll come out with the leader. In which case, if we come out a split second late, we're going to end up right at the back side of the leader. We'll be flying straight into his burble. So we want to really come out right with the leader, which will put us in the air a split second before the leader, because we're already out there. If we're a camera step going on our belly, or if we're on the door going on our belly. So that's why the timing has to be really, really accurate, because if you're too early, you're going to drop down and you're going to have a long way to float up. But if you're too late, you're going to drop straight into their bubble.
Okay, that's super helpful. I hope that's helpful to you guys. That's really great for me. If you want to learn more about this stuff, exits, flying, approaching a formation, flying in a group, flying your slot, all those things, Sharon and Luis Pernetto, we have a course on the Crave website. It's all about movement jumps. So they cover angle flying, movement jumps, tracking, all that stuff. It's a lot of really, really great content. She even talks about some of this stuff, and we have, she uses a little doll, and we have some B-roll footage that's really going to illustrate exactly what she's talking about. So I would encourage you, go to the website. It's cravetofly.com. Check out their course. I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll learn a lot of good stuff, and you'll be a better flyer and a safer skydiver. So get out there and have fun, and hopefully we'll see you in the sky. Crave, do more, be better. Thank you, Sharon.